US President Donald Trump will announce on Monday a new plan to arm Ukraine, which is expected to include offensive weapons, writes Axios, citing its sources. Two sources told Axios that they have reason to believe the plan is likely to include long-range missiles capable of reaching targets deep inside Russia, including Moscow. The publication writes, Senator Lindsey Graham told Axios that Trump is really angry with Putin, and his upcoming announcement will be very aggressive. Axios notes that a new initiative to be presented at a meeting between Trump and NATO's Secretary General Mark Rutte suggests that European countries will pay for US-made weapons to be sent to Ukraine. Such a scheme was proposed by Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky during a NATO summit 2 weeks ago. It is noted that one of the factors that convinced Trump to go down this path was a phone conversation with Vladimir Putin on July the 3rd, in which the Russian leader made it clear that he planned to escalate the war. In the days that followed, the arms plan evolved from an idea to something more concrete. Trump said that he would send missiles to Ukraine for Patriot air defense systems, stressing that they are needed to protect the country. I haven't agreed on the number yet, but they will have some because they need protection. But the European Union is paying for it. We don't pay anything for it. But we will send. It will be business for us. And we will send them. Patriot, that they desperately need, the US president said when asked by a journalist whether the US would supply Ukraine with additional missiles for Ukraine. According to Reuters, Trump expressed displeasure with the actions of Russian leader Vladimir Putin. We will send them Patriot that they desperately need because Putin has already surprised a lot of people. He speaks beautifully and then bombs everyone in the evening. But there's a bit of a problem here. I don't like it, Trump said. He noted that the United States plans to supply Ukraine with various pieces of high-tech military equipment. A powerful explosion occurred in the Russian city of Lanchpass, located in the Khanty-Mansi Autonomous Okrug, followed by a massive fire. This was reported by Ukrainian media, citing sources in military intelligence. According to RBC Ukraine and Babel, the operation damaged an important main pipeline that supplied gas to defense-related industrial facilities in the Chelyabinsk, Orenburg, and Sverdlovsk regions. The gas pipeline provided critical supplies for weapons and equipment manufacturing companies. The capacity of the destroyed section is about 2.6 billion cubic meters per year. At the moment of the explosion, there were up to 4 million cubic meters of gas in the two pipelines. According to preliminary estimates, the one-time damage is at least $1.3 million. The source in the main intelligence directorate specified that repairs to the damaged pipeline could take at least a month. The section is located in a hard-to-reach, marshy area, which will significantly complicate restoration work. Until the pipeline is repaired, the volume of supplies will drop to 25 million cubic meters. According to Ukrainian intelligence estimates, this will lead to indirect losses of almost $76 million. It is noted that this is the second such incident in the last week. On July the 5th, an explosion occurred on the Vladivostok gas pipeline, which serves units of the 155th Marine Brigade of the Russian Pacific Fleet. Systematic attacks on critical infrastructure inside the Russian Federation indicate the growing vulnerability of the logistics and supplies of the Russian army. Recently, HUR specialists incinerated a Russian armed forces warehouse in Bryansk region. The target of the attack was an ammunition storage base belonging to the 1060th Logistics Center of the Russian Ministry of Defense, previously known as the 120th Arsenal of the Main Missile and Artillery Directorate. The operation was carried out by units of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, with the participation of other components of the defense forces. As a result of the attack, as officially confirmed, a large-scale fire started on the territory of the warehouse. The target was hit. Fire was detected at the facility. The results are being clarified, the General Staff said in an official statement. The strike was part of a broader Ukrainian strategy to destroy the aggressor's military infrastructure and weaken its offensive potential. Intelligence is systematically working to disrupt supply chains, thereby undermining Russia's ability to continue the war. The defense forces continue to take all possible measures to weaken the military-economic potential of the occupiers and force Russia to stop its armed aggression against Ukraine, the General Staff noted. Several defense industry enterprises in the Tula region were hit on the night of July the 11th. A series of drone attacks affected both Tula itself and nearby cities. This was reported by the Russian opposition publication Astra. According to preliminary information, the strikes were targeted, hitting facilities closely associated with Russian defense orders and ammunition production. One of the incidents occurred in the city of Alexin. There, the debris of a downed drone fell on the territory of the fourth workshop of the Alexin experimental mechanical plant. There is no information about damage or casualties. This plant is part of the Techmash concern and is engaged in the production of equipment for the manufacture of explosives and solid rocket fuel. The second incident was recorded in Novomoskovsk. According to sources, at least one drone hit the territory of the chemical plant Azot. The security guard of the plant, 57-year-old Sergei Govryushkin, was injured. He was taken to the city clinical hospital with shrapnel wounds. The Azot plant supplies nitric acid to the Sverdlov enterprise, which produces components for artillery ammunition. This is not the first attack on the chemical plant. Strikes were recorded in May and June. In Tula itself, one of the key facilities of the Russian defense industry was attacked. The Akademician Shipunov Instrument Design Bureau. The enterprise is engaged in the creation of high-precision guided weapons. As a result of the first strike, the administrative building caught fire, then the plant was attacked again. One employee died, another was injured. This is not the first attack on the KBP. UAVs previously reached its territory in June. In addition, targets were also spotted over the territory of NPO Splav, an enterprise specializing in multiple launch rocket systems. This time it is unknown whether damage was caused. However, the facility had previously been attacked. In May, one of the operating workshops was hit, and on the 7th of the same month, the plant was again under fire. All four attacked facilities are directly related to weapons production and are actually involved in aggression against Ukraine. Sources in the Ukrainian security forces do not comment on their involvement in the incidents, but in recent months, such attacks have become regular and demonstrate a new level of depth and precision in attacks on the rear infrastructure in Russia.